What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, you and I are going to be talking about how you can get 10,000 steps every single day. You know I'm a huge proponent of walking. I think it is the most important exercise you can be doing every single day if you want to live a healthier life. You look at the healthiest populations in the world, they walk the most. Period, end of story. So I'm gonna help you get 10,000 steps every single day. I'll talk about the history of 10,000 steps and how many steps I want you to be getting on a daily basis so that you can optimize your health. I'll also be updating you on my mini cut, which is going very, very well. With that being said, let's get into the video.
Did you just learn a new move?
Yeah, it's just these tiny details. Went on YouTube, watched a breakdown of Gordon Ryan doing it on Marcus Buchecha, and just like, man, this sweep from butterfly guard feels great.
You seem worn out. Are you still gonna get 10,000 steps in today?
Still getting 10,000 steps in today. Watch. All right, so as you can see, we're at 841 steps so far today after that brutal training session. I'm still gonna get the 10,000 steps in. My hands are shaking. That was such a difficult training session. You know, gonna go get lunch with my buddy Rick, who's actually a black belt at this gym. We're gonna hang out and talk. Then we're gonna go back and see how we can get these steps in. All right, let's go. All right, so just got back from lunch. It is about 3:30 p.m. As you can see, I've taken about 3,300 steps and I'm on my walking pad right now to get to this 10,000 step marker. Now, in this segment, I'm gonna talk to you about why 10,000 steps? Why is it important? Where does it come from? Do you actually need to hit 10,000 steps? And we're gonna dive into all of that. Also around some of the benefits of taking steps and why is it so important. Just got back from lunch. Was upstairs with my wife and our daughter, taking some steps around the apartment just to get some more steps in. That's how I got to about 3,300 steps just now, just walking upstairs. Now, in terms of 10,000 steps, why is this the number that we always hear? Is there anything magical about 10,000? Short answer is no, there is not. And without going into too deep of the history, 10,000 steps actually comes from a Japanese marketing campaign from 1965. They were building off of the momentum of the 1964 Tokyo Olympics. And this company created a pedometer, a step tracker, that the whole name of it was built around 10,000 steps. And it was a genius marketing campaign. And frankly, I think it has done way more good than harm. I know some people get really obsessed with the 10,000 number, and we'll talk about that, but just the idea of getting people moving more and walking more and staying more active has helped so many people. And actually, when we look at the research, what we'll find is anywhere between 7,500 steps to 10,000 steps a day reduces your all-cause risk of mortality, your all-cause risk of dying by 60 to 70%. I'm gonna say this again. If you walk between 7,500 to 10,000 steps a day on average, you reduce your risk of dying by any cause, thank you, Mitch, you reduce your risk of dying by 60 to 70%. So just your ability to stay alive is massively increased simply by walking 7,500 to 10,000 steps a day. Now, this answers the question, do you need to hit 10,000 steps? No. What we found is, or what we as if I'm the researcher, what they have found is that as long as you're getting about 7,000 to 7,500 to 10,000, you're sort of maximizing that benefit. After 10,000 steps, there's diminishing returns. And I want to talk about this later, about is it worth it to get more than 10,000 steps? I know a lot of people do. I don't necessarily think it always is, depending on your life and what you consider balance and all that. We could talk about that later. But the point is, between 7,500 to 10,000 is really a sweet spot. Now, interestingly, for older women, they've often found that getting up to 5,000 might get all of the benefits that you need. Now, the age and the genetics and the history of that woman will obviously change. But many, many, many women, especially as they get older, are sedentary and get maybe at most around 2,000 steps a day. And what research has found is that as long as those women get up to 4,500 to 5,000 steps, they might be getting all of the benefits they need to reduce the risk of all-cause mortality. So the whole purpose here, the whole reason I'm telling you this is because it's so fucking easy. It's free, it's easy. Even if you're busy, you have the opportunity to get more steps in. I'm gonna walk you through some of those throughout this video. But the most important exercise that you can do in your entire life is just walk. And that's it. And now it's what? It is 3:32, and I have taken almost 1,000 steps since I started this clip. Since I started this segment, you'll see I'm at 3,900 right now. Probably by the time I show the camera, it'll be around 4,000 steps. I've already taken almost half of 10,000 today. So it's very quick, it's very easy. I've only been on this walking pad for less than 20 minutes, and only this clip has been a few minutes. I think I am sweating though. Anyway, we're gonna go on to the next clip. And this is the next clip. So what we're gonna do is later in the video, I'm gonna answer some common questions that people have about walking, like how fast do you need to walk? How intensely do you need to walk? Do the steps that you get from exercise count towards your regular daily steps? Should you eat back the calories you burn from walking? We're gonna answer all those questions. But right now, Mitch, who's behind the camera, we're gonna put his Instagram right here. Make sure you follow Mitch. We're gonna go outside. We're gonna do one lap around my building and show you how many steps I get in that brief time frame, and also talk to you about simple strategies you can use throughout your day if you live a sedentary life or you work at a desk job, simple things you can do to get more steps in. All right, let's go. All right, so obviously not everybody works from home, and also not everybody works for themselves, right? So like I have a very flexible schedule that allows me to do something like this. But what if you have a more sedentary job, sedentary lifestyle, and it's not as easy? There are many things you can do that will help you get more steps in. One of my personal favorites is anytime, literally anytime I'm taking a phone call, when I'm in my apartment, wherever I am, I don't sit down. I get up and I walk. Literally just do walks around my kitchen, around my dining room, around my living room. I'll just take the phone and I'll walk. And that will help me get easily, if it's an hour phone call, that's 10,000 steps right there, no problem. But if it's a 30-minute phone call, 5,000 steps, like it is not difficult to get steps in just talking on the phone. Now, another way that I get more steps in, and I'm sure a lot of people are gonna be like, that's fucking stupid, but it actually helps a lot, is when I am cleaning up my dishes after eating, whether it's breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever it is, instead of trying to get them all at once, I will literally go back and forth to the table and to the sink or to the dishwasher for one piece. So I'll go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, rather than trying to get as much as I can to make as few trips as possible. I try and take as many trips as possible, and that massively increases my step count by the end of the day. Along those same lines, anytime you're bringing in groceries, go back and forth for each individual bag. Now I know I used to be the guy who was like, I'm only taking one trip, and I would put all the bags on, and like, I get it. I still like to do that sometimes, but in order to get more steps in, one bag, one trip, go back and forth. I know this takes more time, but it takes time to get your steps in. If you're looking for easy, simple ways to get more steps in, go back and forth on those trips with the groceries.
How are we doing so far?
We're doing well. It is 3:56. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, but 5,500 steps already, with really like not that much time spent actually dedicated to walking. We haven't even finished the lap around the building yet, and it is like dedicated time taken to do this. But one of the main purposes that I really want to showcase here is that it doesn't take that much time to get to where like you're gonna reach the minimum amount required for the most health benefits. With all of that in mind, I want to give you my best tip, my best hack, my strategy, whatever you want to call it, to help you get more steps in throughout the day. Now, we've all heard of ones where it's like parked further away from the grocery store so you can take longer to walk in through the parking lot. And I don't want you to minimize those because they're super important. They actually do help a lot, so definitely do that. but I also don't want to just parrot off the most common ones that we hear on an everyday basis. For me, the best tip that I can give you, and you're gonna be pissed because it's so simple, is schedule time throughout your day to get steps in. Simple as that. 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there. It's one of the reasons why I love having a walking pad. It is so helpful, and I'll talk more about the walking pad a little bit later in this video and give you some insights on it. But schedule time to go on a walk. When you're in the gym, walk in between sets when you're working out. But most importantly, schedule a time to go on a walk every single day. Could be in the morning, could be at night, could be spread all throughout the day. I don't give a fuck. Just make sure you're getting your steps in and scheduling time to do it. Now, let's get out of this noisy downtown and go back up to the office. Ugh. This old girl and I, we've been through a lot together. Probably hundreds of thousands of steps together. And I get a lot of people asking me about this walking pad, so I wanna fill you in. Now I'll start by saying, this is not sponsored. I don't do sponsored posts, all right? So if you're looking for a sponsored post, kindly fuck off. I'm not gonna do it, all right? And I say that with utmost respect, by the way. That sounds ironic. Say fuck off with respect. No, but seriously, I just don't like doing them. Anyway, I'll start by saying this. This is not better than a regular treadmill. If I had more space, I would have just gotten a regular treadmill. But what's great about this is it's super light, it's very easy to move around, and it doesn't take up a lot of space at all. With that in mind, I can wheel it up and down between my office and the apartment if I want to. I can put it into a closet if I want to. I can put it right behind my couch so I can watch TV while walking on this if I want to. I'm taking phone calls, I can do this. It's very quiet, very light, and super easy to use. So if you have a regular gym or you have a regular treadmill, you don't need this. If you want to run, do not get this. This is a walking pad, so it doesn't go too fast, but it's great for getting your steps in, all right? Especially like if you want to do on a phone call or a business call where you don't want a super loud noise, like this is super quiet and very easy to use. I live in an apartment building, people downstairs, they don't hear a thing. It's amazing. I absolutely love it. I'll put the link to this in the description of the video if you want. It's about $500 on Amazon, so it's not cheap at all, but it's also like not outrageously expensive. It's a very, very, very good quality, out of the box, ready to use. I was blown away by that. I will say it stops very abruptly, like very abruptly. So if you're using it, I would not hit the stop button and then wait for it to fully stop. I would just literally just step right off, right onto the ground as it's still going. It doesn't go too fast, so it's not really super dangerous in that sense. A lot of people ask, is it weird or uncomfortable like to get used to having no handlebars on either side? Like it was very easy. Hopped right on, started walking, and there was no learning curve whatsoever. Now, to add on to the part about the cost, I know $500 is not cheap, and you don't need this, you don't need a treadmill, you don't need anything. You can just use your own 2 feet and walk wherever you want. I would walk around my New York City apartment, like 4,000 square feet, all the time, just to get my steps in, no problem, especially during quarantine and lockdown. I just walked around this tiny apartment to get my steps in, and that was great. This is just really nice so you don't have to walk all the way fucking around your apartment. You can just step on this, watch TV, and do something simple like that, even listening to podcasts, any of that stuff. But if you have the expendable income and you're serious about improving your health and getting these steps in, I cannot recommend this enough. It really is, it's just one of the simplest, easiest things you can do. And you know, in my gym, I've got squat racks, I've got dumbbells, I've got barbells, I've got weight plates, I've got kettlebells, I've got everything, right? I've got everything I could need. If someone came to me and said, hey, I need one thing to improve my health, just one, I would tell them walking. That would be the best exercise. And if they needed a tool to make that easier, I would get this. It's just so simple and so easy. So very, very strongly recommend. I will put the link in the description of the video if you'd like to check it out. Okay, so now I'm taking a nice leisurely walk on the walking pad, and I wanna cover some of the most common questions that I get about walking and steps and the carryover to health. Also dispel some of the common myths about it as well. So the first question that I get is, does the speed or intensity of your walk matter? No, it doesn't. A step is a step is a step. Now, if we're talking about your performance in a sport, well, yes, the speed with which you're running or the intensity with which you're running, of course it matters. But when we're just talking about health and your ability to avoid all-cause mortality, to live a longer life, The speed and intensity really doesn't matter. Just get your steps in. And in fact, some research has shown that it's far less about an absolute speed, like trying to reach an absolute number, and far more about just improving what you currently do, right? So improving based on your own individual speed. That is a better marker than simply going for a number that everyone should shoot for in terms of speed. But the reality is, the research is very clear that as long as you're getting your total daily steps in between 7,500 to 10,000, a step is a step. It doesn't matter how fast you go or the intensity with which you bring to it. Now, to add on to that, a lot of people ask me about weighted vests. Should you wear a weighted vest while you do your walking? Sometimes I'll wear weighted vests for specific workouts, but if I'm going on a leisurely walk, I'm not putting a fucking weighted vest on. I want a leisurely walk. If I'm out with my wife and my daughter or my family or friends and we're just going on a walk just for the fun of it, hey, hold on, let me get my weighted vest so I can just burn some more calories. And this is, I think, a really common misunderstanding and misattribution to steps. We're not taking steps to burn calories. We're not walking to burn calories. We're walking to improve our health, to improve our lifespan, to improve our quality of life. This is not done to burn more calories. This is done to improve your health. And part of your health, not just physical, is mental and spiritual and emotional. And being able to get outside in the sun or just take a walk without feeling like, okay, I need this to be the most intense thing ever. There's nothing wrong with weighted vests. I definitely wouldn't wear them when you're running. But when you're walking, especially like just doing this for your health, I wouldn't do it personally, unless like you really, really, really want to and like you're a hard ass and you like that shit, cool, go for it. But it's not necessary at all. So another common question I get about steps is, well, what if it's not walking? What if it's cycling? Or what if it's on the elliptical? Or what if it's rowing? It's all movement. It all counts. That's what matters, is that you're moving. Now, obviously, if you're cycling or on the rower or the elliptical, you're not going to get the same step count as you would if you were walking. But if you would rather cycle or elliptical or row or swim, whatever, do that. It's not about just racking up the steps on your watch so you can be like, oh, I'm the fucking best, I got these steps. That doesn't matter. It's about moving. It's about exercising. Steps are great because it's an easy metric to track, especially with the technology that we have nowadays, or even just pedometers. But as long as you're moving, like if you could aim for about 45 minutes to 60 minutes of movement a day, that's gonna set you so far apart and really set you up for a longer, healthier life. Now, this last question about steps and walking blows me away every fucking time I hear it, and I hear it every day. Literally every single day, at least one person, usually more, asks me this question, and they say, Jordan, do the steps that I take while I'm working out count towards my overall daily step count? And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I get angry hearing this, and I realize that there are some gurus and fitness professionals who are saying that those steps somehow don't count. Don't fucking listen to them. They have no clue what they're talking about. A step is a step is a step. It doesn't matter if you get it when you're walking to the fridge, or you do it when you're walking to your set of deadlifts, or you're on the treadmill. A step is a step is a step. Don't overthink it. As long as you're getting your steps in and just your movement in, that's most important. Now, the last thing I want to talk about in this segment is people who are always shooting for at least 10,000 and often more, 15,000, 20,000 plus steps per day. It's not inherently bad, especially from like a physiological perspective. There's actually new research that recently came out that showed up to 16,000 steps a day from a physiological perspective can have so many health benefits. But in order to get that many steps every day, over 10,000, over 15,000, over 20,000, that's taking a long fucking time. It's gonna be taking away from so many other things you could be doing. And my whole shtick in this fitness industry is to try to help people incorporate fitness and health into your life, not try and fit your life into fitness and health. And the reality is, especially nowadays, we're learning more and more about how health is not just physical, it's mental as well, it's emotional as well, it's spiritual as well. There's, the wellness wheel that we learned about in middle school and high school, like it's a real thing and it's very, very important. And what I've found is the people who are consistently getting 15, 20, 25,000 steps a day, they're often severely lacking in other areas in their life, in relationships and friendships. Maybe it's business, maybe it's family, maybe it's spiritually, whatever it is, they're often severely lacking, and they're so focused on getting these steps that they miss out on some really important things in their life. So there's nothing inherently wrong with getting that many steps, but if you are the person who neurotically needs to get these steps in, I would really take a step back and think, why do I need to do this? Why am I forcing myself to do this? And at the end of the day, if it's not really contributing that much to my health, maybe it's hurting. Maybe it's preventing me from making connections with people, paying attention to my spouse, my partner, my friends, whatever it is, maybe paying attention to other parts of you that you really need to pay attention to. So my recommendations, between 7,500 to 10,000 a day. If you can get that in that range on a consistent basis, not perfectly, but on a consistent basis, you're gonna be super well off.
Jordan, how's your cut going?
You know, Mitch, roll the intro and I'll give you all the details on how my mini cut is going so far. So first and foremost, I'm still walking, gotta get my steps in. I'm about 7,200 in so far. So very, very close to the 10,000, super close to the 7,500. That is my aim every day. But in regard to the mini cut, it's going really, really well. It's super easy at this point. So I'm day 31 as of today. I'm about 6 pounds down, which I believe is about the same as it was last week. But day 31, I'm 4 weeks in, about 6 pounds down. So that's more than an average of a pound a week. So right now I'm staying around the same, I'm fluctuating right around the same 6 pound down mark. I could stay at this weight for another 2 weeks, and at that point the average would be 1 pound a week, which would be perfect. So even if my weight stays exactly the same for the next 2 weeks, up and down, but without any real dips, I won't care, because I'm looking at the average trend over time. So hunger has been great. I've had several days, probably 4 or 5 days, where I've deliberately gone over my calories just to enjoy them, had friends and family over. But I've been very consistent other than that. Again, about 6 pounds down in 4 weeks, so I'm feeling very good. Earlier on, I think by 2 or 3 weeks in, I was thinking about increasing my calories because I was losing weight very quickly early on, but now that it's stabilized, I'm keeping my calories right where they are, around 1,800 to 2,000 every day. And that's pretty much it. Training has been going great. I don't feel, and I mean, Mitch, you saw me training jiu-jitsu today. You saw me training jiu-jitsu today. I feel good. I feel very, very good. I don't have a timeline or an end date for this. I do have that. I just figured out a jiu-jitsu competition on November 5th. So we'll see what happens after that, but I would just like to lose about another 5 to 8 pounds just to see how I feel there. And if I want to continue losing after that, great. And if not, I'll stop and transfer into maintenance. But right now the goal is sustainably lose weight for the next few weeks, get to another 5 to 8 pounds down, compete at about 155 pounds, and that's it. That's how the cut's going. If you have any questions about it specifically, post them in the comments. Which, by the way, if you're enjoying the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you don't already, and leave your comments down below so that I can answer them in the next video. So now, I'm gonna be honest, I'm pretty tired of walking by myself. So Mitch and I are gonna go upstairs, grab my wife and baby, and we're gonna have some family time. All right, ready?
Ready.
Want to say hello to everyone on YouTube?
Hi, everybody.
You want to say hello to everyone on YouTube? So we're outside having a little family time right now. And before we get to the rest of the video, I just want to announce the 3 people who won a free month in the Inner Circle because they commented on the last YouTube video that we did. So congratulations to Rebecca Murdoch, to Tiffany Branton, and also congratulations to Rose and Tony. And as you can see, we put up the screenshots of their messages. Rose, I specifically gave you a free month because you said you love the cursing, and just a couple comments down from you, someone said they're leaving because of the cursing. So fuck that person. I appreciate you, Rose, and congratulations to all the other winners as well. And if you'd like to win a free month in the Inner Circle, just leave a comment on any of my YouTube videos, and I go through every week and pick 3 new winners. Next week, I'm actually gonna announce them on my Instagram. So on this video, leave a comment and I will announce it next week on my Instagram for the winners, all right? All right, so as you can see, after family time, I'm at about 8,900 steps, not that far to go. At this point in the video, I usually answer questions from Instagram, my Instagram Q&As. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, you can do that right here. I answer questions every single week, multiple Instagram Q&As throughout the week. But this week, because I got so many amazing comments on YouTube, I just wanted to go through like 3 of them and give some props, like give some feedback and just give you my thoughts and opinions on some of the things that you're writing. So first and foremost, Amy Juarez will have your comment up here. I'll read it out loud for you. Your content literally helps me so much. I'm actually on a mini cut with you, and you have helped me understand that it's okay to enjoy myself and not feel guilty. I had a very good family-filled weekend with food and laughs, and now I'm back on it and feel zero regret for it like I have in the past. By the way, baby Abe is adorable. Thank you so much. Amy, this makes me so happy. Like, this is exactly what I want people to strive for and to achieve, to be able to be on track most of the time, but some of the time go out and enjoy yourself, have fun. Life is way too short to have fitness taking over every single thing. So for you to go out, have a fun-filled weekend, enjoy food and drinks and everything, and then get back on track, it's absolutely perfect, and I'm super proud of you. Next, I want to recognize Cheryl Rojas, and Cheryl said, awesome video. Thank you for always being available to answer our questions and to motivate us along our journeys. I'm trying to develop a healthier routine, both mentally and physically, because I know it will help me cope with any menopause issues coming my way and get to a healthier weight, as I'm currently obese and struggling. Thank you again for all that you do, and best wishes to you and your lovely family. Cheryl, thank you so much for the kind words. And I love that you're thinking ahead. I love that you're thinking ahead, that you're trying to get in good habits, good mental and physical health, and set yourself up for success as it's gonna get harder. Because the reality is this, and I work with mostly women, like 70 to 80% women, many of whom are in menopause or on the other end of it, and it gets harder. It does get harder. Menopause poses new challenges. And I will say this, even though it gets harder, many women often view or are told that it's like a death sentence, in that like you'll never be able to lose weight and you'll never be able to get stronger and you'll never be able to look the way you want to look. And I can tell you firsthand, having worked with thousands and thousands of women who've gone through this, that's fucking bullshit. You can absolutely 100% achieve your goals. It poses new challenges, like every stage of life. There's always new challenges and things going on, but I don't want you to for a second believe that you can't achieve what you want to achieve, because you absolutely can. And I'm super proud of you, and I'm really glad that you wrote this. And if you ever need any help, just reach out. I'm always here. And lastly, I want to recognize Morgan Vodders. I apologize if I mispronounced your name. Morgan wrote, I started the Inner Circle at the end of August and have been loving it. I feel great, and I'm already getting muscle definition. Weight isn't coming down as fast, but it's going great. So Morgan, I'm so glad you're enjoying the Inner Circle. That makes me incredibly happy. And what I love here is that you're focusing on the changes that you can see. The changes that are like, listen, I'm getting more muscle definition. I'm already getting more. Weight isn't coming down as fast, but it's going great. I love the positive spin you're putting on it. I love how you're looking at it from a positive perspective rather than a negative. Optimism as opposed to pessimism. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, the people who try to look at things from a positive or optimistic perspective are infinitely more successful. Because when you focus on, hey, this is going great, this is working, you're not gonna quit. But as soon as you start looking at it from a negative and pessimistic perspective, it's easier to justify quitting. So I'm really proud of you. And not to mention, like, fuck the scale. If you're seeing more muscle definition, if you're feeling good, if you're improving your performance and you're liking how you look, fuck the scale. It's a good tool to look at where your trend is going, but if the scale said 400 pounds and you were healthy and you loved how you looked, who gives a shit? All that matters is that you're healthy and you like how you look and you like how you're performing. So keep going. I'm really glad you're joining the Inner Circle, and I'm very, very proud of you. So it is now almost 6:30 p.m. I'm again at about like 9,000 steps. And my workout for today is sprints, which I am not excited about. So I know that by the end of this workout, I'm gonna hit my 10,000 steps pretty easily. So I'm no longer shooting for 10,000. Now I'm just gonna do my workout. I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability. You're gonna see it here. And at the end of that, we will do a quick step check to make sure I went over 10,000, but you will see by the end of this workout, I will be. And like I said earlier, exercise steps count too. A step is a step is a step. So I'm gonna stop fucking talking, gonna go get these sprints in. Let's get after it. sprint workout is done, went really well. As you can see, I got 16,000 steps today, way more than I usually get, and it was really just for the purpose of showing you this video. With a super intense jiu-jitsu session like I had earlier, plus this workout that I had on the treadmill, I would be totally fine not even hitting 10,000 if I just found myself between that 7,500 to 10,000 range. So I just wanted to take the day to show you that you can do it, and that you can really, if you set some time aside, and if you really want to make this a priority, there are ways to make it happen. And remember, let's say you're getting 1,000 steps now, go to 1,500, go to 1,700, go to 2,000, incrementally move up until you get there. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you don't already, leave a comment if you want to be considered to win a free month in the Inner Circle. Thank you so much for your support. I'll talk to you soon.